Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's convo, we are going to discuss the recent news about current sitting mayor for New York City, Eric Adams. He recently announced that he's dropping out of the race for mayor of New York City. He announced that he was running running a re-election campaign, which really wasn't a shocker. Most incumbents, they pursue another term, but it brought a lot of new I'll just say it brought some new news because, for one, Eric Adams was indicted on some charges of basically bribery charges and receiving certain gifts from foreign leaders and foreign leaders and business owners. And so that was a lot of issues happening throughout his time as mayor. And then following that, he felt that he was not receiving any support from the party that he was registered under. He was a registered Democrat, and he was always receiving backlash from Democratic voters as well as Democratic elected officials. So he said, you know what? I'm tired of the whole back and forth, the two-party system. I am excited to announce that I'm going to be running for re-election, but I'm not going to run as a Democrat. I'm going to be running as an independent. And so that kind of shook the world, right? To some, not really, but to most, yes. Eric Adams has always been that person who kind of was on the line of as a Democrat. He was looked as a moderate Democrat. He was always in line mostly with conservative views. They were will show him hanging out with President Trump and vice versa, and folks just didn't really appreciate him. And so now, running this race, he had received some newcomers in the Democratic Party, one being former Governor Andrew Cuomo, making a political comeback. Really, I mean, it wasn't the fact that he says, oh, I think I know exactly what New York needs and they need leadership like me. No, it was a political comeback. Then you have newcomer Zohran Mamdani, who became a household name. And so we're going to talk more, but the big news is, hey, Eric Adams has recently announced that he has dropped out of the race for mayor for the city for New York City. Then later on, we're also going to discuss the school superintendent out of Iowa, who was recently detained by ICE. That has really shook a lot of news in the area, not just locally but also nationwide. He's received a huge amount of supporters who had protests outside of the ICE detention centers. And so we're going to talk about that. And in the sports world, some two interesting news here. So the Golden State Warriors championship winning squad, led by Steph Curry, coached by Steve Kerr, another former NBA Finals champ. They have now added a new addition to the squad in Al Horford. Al Horford, who's a veteran ball player who won his first NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics. And so it's announced that he had signed a new deal, and it'll be a multi-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in to yet another great conversation here with yours truly. Be sure to continue to support us on all platforms where you can find us at. You can do so also if you're watching us at the moment You're probably watching us on our YouTube channel. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We want to keep growing that algorithm on a positive scale. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe if you have not. Share with the friends, share with family that are looking for just another great show to add to their list of great shows. Here we have great conversation. Here we have great guests, and we also keep it real. We keep it one like some folks say, we keep it 100. You know what I mean? We keep it 100. And so and we also want to keep you informed too, set aside from entertaining you all, but we want to keep you guys informed of what's happening in our world, stuff that's on a local level that can affect on a local level, state level, and of course we're gonna share what we hear out in Washington. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. In addition to streaming us on YouTube, you can also check out past episodes by downloading the GoatVerse app, GoatVerse TV. You can. We're honored to be a part of that independent network. Do me a favor, you can download the app today, or whenever. You can download the app on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Again, it's GoatVerse TV. Goat greatest of all time, verse, like a Bible verse, TV. So I truly appreciate that. And then in addition to watching us, you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcast. We're available on all major podcast platforms. And you can also listen to us on the radio airwaves from one of our two affiliates. We are continue to grow our radio affiliates, so we want to keep on getting in more in more cars. But we're honored to be a part of WBOK out in New Orleans. WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to fast forward to the Metro Atlanta area, to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk at 11 p.m. to the Arrington Gavin Show. You see, I provided a QR code at the top so you can direct you to their website if you want to tune in from there. I know WBOK is we have some great news happening from that station, so I'm going to be announcing that very soon here on the program. So I'll have a QR code placed for them as well soon. And yeah, so you can listen to us on multiple platforms. So we want to keep that momentum going. Do me a favor too, y'all. Visit our website. Go ahead and visit our website, www.theagshow.com. For those who's watching, I provided the QR code at the top. www.the A as in Apple, G as in George, show.com. You can check up on recent episodes. You can contact me through there if you would love for me to discuss more. If you have a question about stuff, look, I want to keep the engagement going. I want to keep the conversation going, not just during this program, but also off air. Look, let's keep the conversation going. Yeah, so that's all that I have for you. Oh, of course, follow us on all of our social media platforms: Instagram, Blue Sky, X, as well as Substack. We have a Substack page where I get to share some thoughts and stuff what's happening on the world circuit. So be sure to follow us on there as well. So we haven't done this one in a while. We're going to start off before we head to a commercial break with a Black Excellence Report. That's right, my friends, a Black Excellence Report. And on today's Black Excellence Report, I thought it was great to share this wonderful story that came across my feed here. And we hear this a lot where folks are wrongfully accused of a crime, spend almost half or majority of their life, and then they find out they have more evidence, they're found innocent, and then they get to, be a free man or woman. And so this story here, I'm like, oh, I've got to share. This is a Black Excellence Report. Black man gets $25 million after serving 38 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. That's right, y'all. Y'all heard it here first. A California man who spent 38 years of his life in prison for a crime he did not commit has been awarded $25 million, marking the largest wrongfully conviction settlement in the state of California in state history. To my knowledge, That's the largest one I've ever read on, because I've heard folks that will spend 38 years and they might receive $5 million, $15 million. I'm like this. In all honesty, 25 million, that's a lot of money. But I'm looking at the amount of years he spent. He spent how many again, y'all? 38 years. He spent 38 years in prison. You live in the state of California where I don't know, everything is expensive as hell. The cost of living is expensive. Everything's expensive in California. So, $25 million in the state of California is good, but $25 million in other states can go a long way. But I just think if I spend 30, I need $1 million a year. Bump that. I need, look, add some taxes to it. I need about $1.5 million to $2 million a year. I've spent 38 years in prison. Do you know how much he missed out on, y'all? Says here, the settlement ends a decades-long legal battle for Maurice Hastings, who was wrongfully convicted in 1983 sexual assault and murder of Roberta Wiedemeyer. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. No amount of money could ever restore the 38 years of my life that were stolen from me, he said in the settlement. He said after hearing about the settlement. Now, in 1983, the victim was found shot in the head with an evidence of sexual assault. Hastings was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Despite biological evidence collected at the time of the autopsy, he requested DNA testing in 2000, which he was denied. Hastings submitted a formal complaint of innocence to the DA's Conviction Integrity Unit in 2021. DNA testing later confirmed that the semen did not match Hastings, but instead matched another person, a convicted felon who had committed a similar crime. Now, the person that they found who did the crime had been arrested just weeks after the death of the victim for an unrelated car theft, during which police found jewelry and coin purse matching items belonging to the victim who had passed, who was assaulted, excuse me. But he never investigated for the murder. Now, in 2022, Hastings' conviction was vacated at the request of prosecutors and his attorneys. Hastings filed a lawsuit accusing 2 Inglewood Police Department officers and Los Angeles DA investigation for framing him. Hey, and you see where the law sided with in this case. You see where the law sided with this case. So again, I want to congratulate Mr. Hastings on receiving that huge amount of money. I personally wish you would have received a lot more, and you deserve a lot more. 38 years is a long time. $25 million ain't enough, in my opinion. They need to at least get you 38 million, and then I'll be like, okay, you know, it's fair. It's fair. But hey, you enjoy your freedom, enjoy your funds, and make sure invest wisely so you can keep you can build up legacy wealth in your family. And I mean, it's a wonderful story, y'all. It's a wonderful story. Do not go anywhere, my friends. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. It's your, as I mentioned earlier, still somewhat breaking news. It's not, it didn't just happen just today, but it's still breaking news. Recently announced Mayor Eric Adams has dropped out of the mayoral race, so he won't be seeking re-election, as most folks was thinking he was going to continue on, but just the way the polling was looking, it was like, does he really want to stay in this race? Because he is dead last. Okay. The last percentage that I remember seeing, let me see if I can give me 1 second. The last polling that I saw was okay, so here's the last polling that I had saw. So Zohran Mamdani was still in the league with around 43.4% of the vote. He is the Democratic nominee for mayor of the city of I'm about to say the city of Chesapeake, for New York City. And you have former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who lost in the Democratic primary, then decided to stay and run as an independent. He was holding 24.8%, putting him at second place. And third was Curtis Sliwa, who is the Republican nominee with 14%. And then you have incumbent Eric Adams, who announced that he was running as an independent with 9.2%. So he was holding that dead last league for the longest, and it's a bit somewhat embarrassing. And I think that's why Eric Adams said, well, look, I'm going to continue to fight on because I'm an incumbent, right? Everything is he feels like there's a witch hunt against him, right? He has not received any support from folks in the Democratic Party. That's why he ended up leaving. He explains why he has said Andrew Cuomo is a snake and this and that and a liar. And he has some harsh words for the former governor. And of course, he's not a fan of Zohran Mamdani, a person who is, look, these are socialists, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. That is very true. And that's not well liked by big business, especially in New York City, that is financed by major corporations. You have a lot of fiscally conservative folks who do not agree with Zohran Mamdani. You have Democratic members of Congress representing New York that does not support Zohran Mamdani or has yet endorsed him. The endorsements that he's received, that to my knowledge, I know he's received an endorsement from James Clyburn, who initially had endorsed Andrew Cuomo during the Democratic primary. You have Governor Kathy Hochul, who has recently endorsed Zohran Mamdani. And you haven't heard from Chuck Schumer. You haven't heard from Hakeem Jeffries. Those two guys who are based out of, who represent New York in their position, one on Senate and one in Congress. Tom Suozzi will not be endorsing Zohran Mamdani. Again, he has come out saying he is fiscally conservative, where, look, he has mostly a wealthy district that he represents. Zohran is not a fan of that. So the interesting thing, y'all, for me, is how this outcome will how will the outcome be in this race. Let me go ahead and play you the soundbite of Mayor Eric Adams, his video announcing that he will be dropping out the race.
And yet, despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue my re-election campaign. The constant media speculation about my future and the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign. I hope that over time, New Yorkers will see this city thrive under our leadership, and that policies we put in place should be continued and expanded. I hope you will see that despite the headlines and innuendo, I always put you before me, always. And yet,
And so Adams will continue to point the fingers of why this election ended up the way it is. I mean, he's not well liked by the left. He's not well liked by the right. But the right has since, in my opinion, kind of sway him in a sense, right? Splurged him a little, bribed him a little bit with some, certain positions. There was rumors that the administration, the Trump administration, was going to be adding him to their administration in some position. He has said, he never said that there was no offers or he was not interested. He just said his decision is going to be continue on to fight for the people of New York City and continue this race. Now, there was an article, and it's funny because I did not, I want to say I wrote it in my notes here, and I'm glad I remembered. Curtis Sliwa, New York City, New York mayor candidate Curtis Sliwa says he was offered money to quit the race. He was offered money. You hear me? So let me actually try and find that article, because it just slipped my mind. Let's see here. So it says here, and this is a report by CNBC. Yes, he was offered money to quit the race. Curtis Sliwa, who was a Republican candidate, Republican nominee, said he has received at least 7 calls from emissaries of wealthy people who have repeatedly offered him money to end his campaign. He slammed those offers as unethical and illegal, and he warned that if he receives one such offer, he will begin revealing names of the wealthy New Yorkers who have made them. A quote from me says, "Cross my heart and hope to die," the Guardians Angels founder told WNBC when asked if he plans to stay in the race until November 4th. President Trump himself has suggested that Sliwa and Mayor Adams drop out the race to clear the way for a one-on-one between former Governor Eric Adams and Zohran Mamdani. Curtis, one thing I give respect for Curtis, and he's one of those, he is one of those like respected Republicans on both sides. You might disagree with his politics, but he does care for the folks of New York City. He's the founder of the Guardians Angels, for crying. Look up the Guardians Angels for those who's unfamiliar with them. So the fact of the matter is, I'll give credit to Curtis Lewa, because he's like saying, no, I'm staying into the long run. Y'all can't stop me. Now, I'm not saying that somebody had paid or offered anything to Eric Adams, but it's gonna be more is gonna come out of like, okay, why did you drop out the race? Yes, we see the polling number. You're failing. You're failing in polling numbers. You're not. It's looking like most likely that you will not win. You were dead last. Why? Why continue to pursue? But at the end of the day, finish what you started. Finish what you started. Now, I'm no politician, y'all, but I'm just saying, in life and anything, finish what you started. If it looks like you're gonna come last, you have got to continue to fight and sway voters on why they should stay with you as the leader. Okay, so Eric Adams, in his 9-minute video, which I shared just a little bit of that video, he said it has been an honor to be your mayor. He said, I'm proud to say that we took the victory 4 years ago and turned it into an action, making the cities better for those who have been failed by the government. Now, the mayor blamed city election officials, lingering concerns over a since dismissed federal bribery case, and the media of undermining his effort to secure a second term. Now, he says, despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue to continue this re-election. The constant media speculation about a future and the campaign finance board decisions to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign. So he's blaming media. He's blaming, hey, we don't have the funds to continue an election. What it is no one's supporting you. No one's backing you up. It's not just the campaign finance board decision. I mean, you just don't have the funds because no one wants to see you as mayor again. That's, call a spade. Now, what's next for him? I personally think he's gonna lean towards the media side. We've seen de Blasio, former mayor of New York City, on a lot of CNN and Fox News. We see him make a lot of appearances there. There might be some job opportunities for him on a larger scale. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. His background is law enforcement. So, and then he was, he was a former mayor too. So we'll see what happens next. He might write a book about the problems of both sides of the party. I think that's a new trend we see now, is folks having issues with both sides of the political aisle. We see a struggling Democratic Party trying to rebuild. We see a Republican Party that doesn't see eye to eye with each other. So we will see what's next. But I will say this: the question now is, if it is between former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Zohran Mamdani, where will the people lie to? Now, again, Zohran in his 30s, he's well liked by a lot of folks in he's well liked by the working class. He's well liked by the working class, but is the working class the ones that keep New York City, New York City? What are you talking about, Arrington? Okay, what I'm asking is, who keeps the lights running? Who keeps New York City looking what it is? Now, yes, I would say the working class people, because it takes a village to make what involves New York City. But again, I go back to the fiscally conservative folks. They do not like Zohran Mamdani. They are not going to support Zohran Mamdani. Big businesses are not going to support Zohran Mamdani. So, can money affect elections? Yes. Now, have you seen folks with not a lot of money win elections? Absolutely, it's possible. But it all goes down to the people. The people have to decide who they want to see as their next mayor of New York City. And in my opinion, it's looking like it's going to be Zohran Mamdani. It's looking like it's going to be, and if he doesn't win, I guarantee you there will be a lot of speculations. Okay, what's the big deal? It's some is some illegal acts going on during this campaign or during this election. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Let me go ahead and digress from this story. So again, we'll complete it by saying Eric Adams, current mayor of New York City, announces that he has dropped out of the mayoral race. So now it leaves Zohran Mamdani, who is the Democratic nominee. It leaves one Republican nominee in Curtis Lewa and one independent candidate in former Governor Andrew Cuomo. So we will see how that ends up for them. Let me go ahead and move on to our next story here. Let's alternate. Let's go into the sports. Let's talk some sports here. So it was recently announced that veteran NBA star Al Horford will be heading to the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors, one of the premier teams in the NBA, multi-time NBA Finals champs, Golden State Warriors. Al Horford is coming off of a spectacular season for himself. Well, not last season, but the season before, because last season it was the OKC had won the NBA Finals, but prior to that it was Boston Celtics, and that was Al Horford's first ever championship win. Now he will be entering into his 19th season in the NBA. 19th season in the NBA. It says here that the Golden State Warriors are signing veteran big man Al Horford to a multi-year deal. According to ESPN, Horford is the latest casualty of the second apron for the Boston Celtics, who traded starters Chris Porzingis and Drew Holiday and lost key reserve Luke Kornet early in free agency as part of the team's effort to shed payroll this past summer. Now, Boston's loss is Golden State's gain, however, as the Warriors are adding exactly the sort of big man that they need to compete for the 2026 championships. The Warriors play a fairly specific style in both ends of the floor that many players struggle to fit within. Now, they switch a lot defensively, forcing big men to guard their perimeter. They pass more than any team in the league and rely on their players to make smart, quick decisions. Most importantly, the center at least. They play two players that aren't prolific three-pointers shooters, and that is Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Now, so being able to shoot threes at any other position is critical. Now, that's where I will say it was a smart sign for Golden State to sign Al Horford, because Al Horford, being that he's a big man, he can shoot the three. He got a great form. He's a hell of a player. I mean, again, to 19 years in the league, he still is a very usable. I mean, he's always took good care of his body. He helped led the Boston Celtics to a championship, and so now he's going to Golden State. He's going to the West Coast. I mean, it's a win-win for them. Now, having him, Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy, the question is, does this give them a better chance of winning a championships? Now, I would say this. Every season, Golden State Warriors has a chance of winning a championship. Why? Because they have freaking Steph Curry. The man never misses. It's insane. I've been to two Warriors games. One in New York City when they played my Knicks, and one in the Bay Area. Now at that time, Steph did not play because he was out. He was hurt. And I think Klay Thompson at the time was out too. But when I've seen Steph and Klay at the time, when I've seen Steph play, Steph is like off of a video game. He's everything he drops, he makes, and it just blows my mind. I'm like, how his daddy can still play. His brother Seth Curry is a spectacular player. I mean, they come from an athletic family. Now, Al Horford, 38 years old, still played a borderline all defensive level. He shot over 39% from the three-point range since returning to Boston in 2022. At least his peak, he averaged as many as 5 assists per game And while he won't have the ball enough to do that for the Warriors, he's passing a basketball IQ will be very welcome fit. So while Golden State will miss dynasty mainstay Kevon Looney, who signed with the New Orleans Pelicans recently, Horford is a meaningful upgrade for the Warriors team, loading up to win right now. My thing is, I'm always going to be keeping an eye just on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has kind of been a journeyman. Jimmy has led squads to some great seasons, but he's not yet received the ring. And Jimmy is well deserved because he's a great player. I will say that he is a great player. But you know, Steph, the prime season for the Warriors, they're getting a lot older. So it's really gonna be time of starting to pick up the next generation of stars that can really hold the fort down for when Steph calls it Christmas, for when Draymond calls it Christmas, for when Jimmy calls it Christmas. Because I already know Al Horford, he ain't got a lot of years left. But yeah, that was just some sports news I wanna share with you all. And I got some more sports news I want to throw in here. So as we move on to our next story, Dave Portnoy. I was going to say David Portnoy, but Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy, who is the founder of Barstool Sports, which is a pop culture and sports company. He's also a social media and media personality. He's currently co-host on two programs. Wake Up Barstool on FS1, I think every mornings, and then he does the big noon football pregame coverage. And so David Portnoy has always been a controversial person. A lot of folks are saying, well, Portnoy needs to go somewhere because he's not making any sense whatsoever. So I'm gonna tell you why the whole hiring of Portnoy. FS1 has always tried to be a competitor of ESPN. ESPN will forever be the Fox News of sports, and not saying because of opinion. I'm saying because of their numbers. Fox News in the cable news industry, Fox News will always be top tier. They will always be in the double million digits with viewerships. ESPN, same thing. Tens of millions of people tune in to ESPN, probably more than that on a regular. So their game day coverage will always be top tier. FS1 tries so hard to continue to match up to their competitors. Their programs are not bad. I will say I was more of a FS1 viewer than I was at ESPN in some of their shows. But because I love seeing the multiple coverage of things. Like I think ESPN really just they will have, First Take, they have Get Up. Am I missing some? I think I'm missing some other shows. I'm blanking on some other shows, but those are like their two prime ones. FS1 had, they had multiple, right? They had multiple programs, and I enjoyed that. So FS1 has been rebranding. They've canceled a few shows. They've let go a lot of names, and then they brought in a lot of new programs and brought in some big names like David Portnoy. David Portnoy is FS1's Pat McAfee, right? Unfiltered, funny, big personality, doesn't care what he has to say, and so they are leaning towards him because Barstool Sports is a very popular media company. A lot of people tune into Barstool Sports. I've tuned into Barstool Sports. Portnoy grew a company that is top level. So they're like, okay, his notoriety will really help. And they've probably seen a jump in some of their numbers, but some folks are saying, okay, Portnoy has to go. He has to go because he's talking off the wall stuff. That's one thing that true sports fans, they can't stand, is when you can talk crazy, but make it make sense. But when you just start talking crazy and that's insane what you have say, like for example, let me go ahead and share this clip, what he said in a recent coverage once on Big Noon Football. Listen to this, guys.
Going to talk about crying Ryan Day and the long arm of the law at Ohio State. Instead, I'm going to talk Lightning. I am sick of Lightning just delays in college football. I don't remember growing up. You have 4 or 5 games that have 4-hour delays. Everybody going in, sign a waiver. If you get struck by lightning, so be it. But when they do the delay, the fans have to leave the stadium anyway. So what if they get struck outside? Let's play football, man football, weather Midwest. You sign it, lightning, if it hits you, it's just not your day. That's my rant, Rob.
I mean, I think Dave should get struck by lightning first before he starts.
We're not asking for that.
I'm not asking for it. I probably will. I'm not going to talk about crying.
Now, here's the thing. He's been receiving some backlash on social media over that rant, talking about literally saying, hey, people just need to sign a waiver. When it comes to these lightning delays, still play in the storms and just write a waiver. If you get struck, then, hey, it wasn't your day and just keep it moving. First of all, that is a wild thing to say, but personally, I really don't think David Portnoy was serious. A lot of folks are saying, no, he's serious about it. That was his rant. I don't think he was serious. I remember playing high school sports. This has been a rule for every level. If you see one strike of lightning, the end the game, we're going inside. No, we're not going to wait until the game is over. Now, there was oh man, what was it? The first time I did see a delay was a pro football. I think it was this past season, matter of fact, and I think they had either it was lightning or it was something, and they came back on the field. The game ended up extending a lot longer, but the show must go on. They were already in the midst of a game. They couldn't stop it and then restart it. That has not been done I believe in NFL history, is where you just stop a game and whoever leads they're just the winner. No, they delay, see how they work it out from there. But Portnoy is like, I just think they need to write a waiver. That's my rant for today. Yada yada yada. This and this. And even some of the guys on the panel was laughing about it. But yeah, folks have been saying, Portnoy has to go. This is crazy now, and I think that's another form of like cancel culture. Like, no, the man was acting a fool. Yes, I think he was serious? Absolutely not. Again, his job is to bring numbers and bring higher ratings to FS1. I think he could care less if he gives great if you give great insight, it will attract viewers of sports, of college football. But he is a controversial figure for a reason. He is paid to bring faces and eyes to FS1. And he's doing that, whether if it's on TV or on social media. So, hey, I look at that like he's doing his job. Was it a crazy thing to say? Absolutely. But again, he has a resume of crazy moments. So that's just my 2 cents on the David Portnoy case. Look, we have a lot more show for you guys. We got a lot more stories. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.gapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. On this next story that I want to share with you all, have y'all heard about the school superintendent out of Iowa who was detained by ICE? Did y'all hear about this? Says here that the ICE arrests superintendent of Iowa's largest public school district. Gentleman's name was Andre Roberts, a Guyana national and superintendent of Des Moines public schools, was in the country illegally and had a final order of removal. The superintendent, this reported by NBC News, what I'm reading here, the superintendent of the largest public school district in Iowa was recently arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which alleged he was in the country illegally without work authorization. Ian Andre Roberts, the gentleman's name, was arrested in an operation ICE announced in a news release. Roberts has helmed the district since July of 2023, according to its website. Now, described him as a career educator with more than 2 decades of experience as a teacher, administrator, and executive leader. He previously served as superintendent in 2 districts in Pennsylvania and Missouri. Roberts worked as a superintendent in Iowa despite not having legal status and despite having a final order of removal and no work authorization. He had entered the U.S. in 1999 on a student visa and was given a final order of removal by immigration judge in May of 2024, I said. Now, Robert has existing weapon possession charges from February of 2020. Agents approached Roberts in his vehicle after he identified himself, but he drove off. I said the vehicle was later found near a wooded area, and Iowa State Patrol then assisted in the search of him. The following morning, he was ultimately taken into custody. So when I continue to read this, because the way this shows on social media is that it's a sad day. This man who has served the community, who is doing good work, is taken away. And it's like, it's unfair, right? Now, I've said this time and time again. Laws are laws. Now, I hate the way that ICE agents has detained folks. There's a video going around where this man threw a lady on the ground who was getting separated from her family, or her husband was getting separated from his family, and she was just, crying. She's hysterical, and he pushes her forcefully on the ground. I believe she left with a concussion. To me, that's a lot. That is a big no-no in my book. Going back to, we have laws. You can't be here illegally. If so, and if you have served the community for so many years, then I wish there was a pathway to guide them to citizenship, a safer, positive, form, not just the aggressive detain. Because here's the thing, ICE agents have been detaining folks that are citizens. See, they just detain everybody, and it's sad because you see folks of different descents who are just their word. They're like, I got to carry around all my stuff just in general. I mean, it's insane. People should not live by always looking behind them, and it's like, they shouldn't walk around scared thinking like some random ICE agents that with masks will just take me somewhere that I won't know where I'm at. I wouldn't be able to tell anybody where I'm at. Like, it's a lot. The Iowa Department of Public Safety said it assisted ICE with finding a person identified as Roberts who fled from a traffic stop. And that's another thing. He didn't make himself look more innocent by fleeing, by literally driving away and trying to avoid. Like, to me, that makes matters even worse. If you watch a lot of crime shows and just the cops will say, hey, look, such and such, and then that person that they call over just runs. Like, when you run, that makes you look guiltier than guilty of how you already are. At the time of his arrest, he was found in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and fixed blade hunting knife. I said, wow. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive will handle the investigation into how Roberts acquired a handgun, ICE agent said, noting it's against federal law for people in the United States without legal status to possess a firearm and ammunition. That right there is questionable, right? It's questionable. Now, since entering the states in 1999, he's worked in 3 states: Pennsylvania, Missouri, and now Iowa. So this whole, now I in the workforce, a lot of people can move depending, because I don't know if he's married, I don't know if he has a family, but he's moving from state to state. He's owning a gun illegally. He has $3,000 on cash. It's a lot of money. So I'm saying. And then he also has a hunting knife, and he tries to avoid. He tries to, I guess, drive off to avoid the arrest. And I mean, that's, come on now. Now it says here this suspect was arrested in a possession of a loaded handgun with weapon in a vehicle provided by Des Moines Public Schools after fleeing federal law enforcement. How this illegal alien has hired without work authorization and final order or of removal and a primary weapons charge is beyond comprehension, and school alarm the parents for the school district. Now, again, that's a big issue. This man, undocumented, probably making a great salary, has access to a handgun under, you got it, under the Biden administration. This is a L, I would say, on the Biden administration, and probably going to continue to be will be a win for the current Trump administration. You just can't do that. I'm all for securing the borders, but I'm not for the way that this has been handled. It's a better way to do so. Let's remember, under the Obama administration, Obama deported more numbers than the Trump administration, but it was the way he did it. He wasn't, first of all, Obama wasn't taunting or totting out the way Trump is doing. They have to go, they're illegals, they're this and that. That's all he does. Beanie me, I. They're stealing, they're eating the dogs, they're doing this, they're doing that. Obama didn't do that. Obama said, look, we have to quietly deport those that are not here legally, and we have to, go on from there. He didn't just snatch them out. Like, I mean, like, come on, broad daylight, going to Home Depots and other places for folks that are not. Because here's the thing, these folks that might be undocumented, they're not here. Not all of them are here causing crime. Majority of them are not criminals, as the way this administration says that they are. Majority of them are not here to cause harm. They're looking for a way out. They're looking for a way out. And that's the issue. This administration continues to attack and label all of them as criminals, and it puts a target on their back. And it's insane. It's a lot. But check this out. So this was a recent video from Iowa. And let me see if I can pull this up. Give me 1 second here. Let me see. Where are you? Here we go. Hold tight as I play this, because this gentleman here, the former superintendent, has received a lot of supporters protesting the recent detained. So check this out.
We are here in downtown Des Moines, where hundreds of people have gathered chanting "Free Dr. Roberts" and chanting against ICE. As we've been telling you all day, Dr. Ian Roberts, Superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools, was arrested by ICE, detained by ICE this morning. Now, hundreds of people have gathered here in downtown Des Moines, demanding his release. We are here in downtown.
So he has supporters. I'm reading here. Says here Des Moines School Board Jackie Norris confirms that Roberts was detained. A news conference she asked for the community to practice radical empathy. The Iowa Board of Educational Examiners issued Roberts a license to serve as a superintendent in the state in July of 2023. The school board chair had said, he said he was identified as a candidate for the job in search by an outside consultant company and underwent a comprehensive third-party background check. The district said in a statement, he had also completed the I-9 employment eligibility verification form and submitted required documentation to work. Everything the district has on file indicates Dr. Roberts affirmed that he was a citizen who was eligible to work for the school district. Okay, so is he or is he not a citizen, right, is the question for them. Roberts has a previous firearm charge related to a hunting rifle, which he disclosed to the district board during the hiring process. He provides sufficient contents and explanation of the situation to move forward in the hiring process. He has also spoken publicly about this experience. The district said it did not have any knowledge of the 2024 removal order, and the ICE did not notify the district about Roberts' detainment before or after the fact. So we will continue to see this, y'all. We will continue to see this. Okay, it says he is married and enjoys hunting, reading, and spending time with family and friends. That's what his biography states here. He was an Olympian. Wow. So he was an Olympian competing in track and field at the 2000 game in Sydney and in the World Championship in Mabashi, Japan, and Spain. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And maybe I'm losing some more contents, right? I'm just giving y'all a brief of this story because that's what we have going on. I'm running out of time here, but I know on the next show I do want to discuss. I want to stay in this story to talk more about this because I'm gonna be receiving some more information. But in addition to that, there was another superintendent out in Oklahoma who's a very far right conservative school superintendent who recently just resigned during his term to join a anti-teachers union group because he's not for teachers unions. So I guess as a school superintendent, how are you for teachers? How do you support the teachers? Teachers are some of the most undervalued folks in our world, underpaid and undervalued. So we're going to talk about that. And also we're going to talk about Miss Megyn Kelly because she's at it again, always trying to make herself relevant. She's now coming after one of the most successful female athletes ever, really female athletes, and just one of the most successful athletes in our world, Serena Williams. So we'll talk a little more about that later on the following episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. But as always, my friends, y'all take care. God bless. Stay informed. Make sure y'all get out there and vote. Early voting is happening as we speak. So get out there, vote. Vote is that your vote is your power. That's your voice. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all take care. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.